Hi guys. Oh gosh, that's not where the camera should be. So I have decided that I'm going to start this new series, which I'm guessing you have read the title of this video, but this is about my weird dreams. I'm going to try and get through like 4 dreams every episode, and I'm going to try and like keep it maybe a weekly thing, because I have weird dreams all the time, like literally all the time. So I have been writing my dreams in this little book which I have decorated with one of my aesthetics. I have quite a few. This is one of them, and then my other one's pastel, which I guess you can kind of see from this, but this is more monochrome than pastel. My other one is very pastel, but that's for something else. But this, I started writing this when I was on holiday because I realised I want to keep note of all of my weird dreams, and I thought I'd share them with you. So I will try and get 4 into this episode and maybe try and do some more, but I'll try and do this as like maybe a weekly thing. I don't know. I probably have enough dreams to make it weekly. But yes, okay, so the first one was, oh, and plus they all seem to involve, well, not all of them, but a lot of them seem to involve YouTubers. So, there's just to point that out. So, this was, I was on a cruise ship, and I was greeted by none other than Marcus Butler. And he randomly came up to me and told me that my lyrics were going to be in his new rap. And I was like, oh, cool, that's great. And that was kind of when I woke up. I woke up after he told me that, and I was like, cool. But he gave me this receipt, and it had my lyrics written on, and I was like, why are you handing me a receipt? But yeah, that was the end of that one. My second dream was we were having a fireworks party, which we have like every year, pretty much every year. I don't think we've ever not had one. So we have them every year, and I walked into the kitchen because we have like we have an old kitchen and we have the new kitchen. So I was in the old kitchen, and I was walking through, and I saw like this hair that I recognised, and I was like, I recognise that hair. Why do I recognise it? And it was none other than Tyler Oakley. And I asked him why he was there, and he said that he was now working for my dad, and he didn't want to be a YouTuber anymore. He wanted to be an accountant. And I was like, why would you want to be an accountant in the UK? Like, you know, why not work in America? But he decided he was moving over here. So he said that he'd got on board being a YouTuber. So I was like, wow, okay. And my third one's a bit longer. This one was really weird, and I was really confused. So it was, my dream started with me and my friends were, we were like at a convention or something. I don't know where we were, but it looked like it was like Nickelodeon or something. It looked like it was like that colour scheme and stuff. And we had a room that was connected to the convention centre. So we were in the room, and like it was literally, for my friendship group, we have like 15 people, and it was all of us in one room. Well, not one room, but there was like a few other rooms attached, but like one area was ours. And I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go have a look around because the convention hasn't started yet. I'm gonna see what's going on. And so in my dream, I was walking down the hallway, and I randomly bumped into Jacksepticeye. And so I was walking, and I bumped into him, and let me see where I was. Oh, and we started talking, and he suddenly disappeared, and this old woman appeared in his place, and I was like looking around, and I was like, where's he gone? And she was just like glaring at me, and I was like, what the hell, like, what's happening? So I just continued walking and on my way, and then I ended up bumping into him again, and he was like, oh, where did you go? And I was like, where did you go? I was stood where we were, and this woman was by my side where you were. And he was like, oh, okay. So we continued our conversation. It felt like it must have been like 20-30 minutes, and this old woman popped up again, and I was like, am I ever going to finish this conversation? Like, I need to know what's happening. I can't remember the conversation, unfortunately, otherwise I would tell you. And so he kind of ended up bumping into me again, like one last time, and we continued the conversation. I was like, what is happening? And he was like, I have no idea. So we just continued our conversation, and then this woman popped up again, and he was gone. And I was just like, okay, I give up. So I walked back to my room and had a shower, and my cat was there. And I don't have any cats anymore, so they all died, unfortunately. So it was a bit weird to see my cat in my dream, but she was there on my bed, and I was like, yay! But all of my friends were like, what's going on? Like, why are you back so soon? I was like, well, I had this conversation with a YouTuber, and he kept disappearing, and this old woman kept popping up in his place. So I just left it there. Okay, this is the next one. I had this on a cruise ship. I had this dream when I was on one of the cruise ships, and it was a bit weird. So it was me, my friend Hodge, and Phoebe, and we were on, like, we were in France, I think. We were in France, and we were watching the news, and we saw this guy talking about the fact that he had, his 18-year-old daughter was missing, and we were like, we need to sort this out. We need to go help him. I don't know how exactly we were going to help him, but we were. So we got on a tuk-tuk. It literally is a tuk-tuk, and asked the driver to follow this man around France. But while we were doing this, we were trying to make sure that he couldn't see us. So we were like trying to hide and stuff like that. We would try and find ways to hide. It made us look like we were like sisters and like all sorts of stuff. We were just trying to like hide the fact we were following this guy. And it was just really weird and really surreal, and I was like, why are we following this guy, and how exactly are we going to help him? We have no detective skills. I mean, in the end of the dream, he did find his daughter, which was good, and he ended up, like, fighting this guy to get her back, so it all worked out in the end, but it was all very, very surreal. It was very strange. I mean, yeah, I could fit in another story. Okay, I'll tell you about my reoccurring dream really quick. So my reoccurring dream is about I'm invited to this house to do some research or something, and we go into the house and they're asking me to find their kid who's gone missing, and I'm like, okay, right, set, we can do this. And then suddenly I'm like drawn to this cupboard. And I'm like, okay, we need to look in this cupboard, and I just faint before I open it. And then I end up in this other dream world where I don't really get what's going on. I'm in this other dream world, and I am suddenly this little girl, and it's reoccurring, and it's honestly, it feels so real. It's scary. But I am this little girl, and I'm running with my sister. I think she's my sister. And we're running through this, like, warehouse, but it's got, like, beds in it. And my sister goes, you've got to get under the bed, you've got to get under the bed, he's coming. And I'm like, well, where are you going? And she's like, I've got to go. And so she runs somewhere else, and then I hear this screaming. And it's, like, the most horrendous screaming. Honestly, it's, like, oh, it's horrible. It's horrible. And so then, like, it goes silent, and I'm like, oh god. So I'm hiding under this bed in my dream, and this guy, like, runs in with a knife, and he's like, drags me from under the bed and says, I've found you, and, like, shoves this knife into my face. And that's when I wake up into the other dream, which is my first dream, as the woman that I am, like, my future self kind of thing. And then I open, like, the cupboard, and everyone gasps, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And there's, like, this kid, like, this corpse of a child in a cupboard. And that's every time, that's when I wake up. But I always go through that thing. And this dream happens about, like, 2-3 times a month. So, you know, honestly, it is one of the most terrifying dreams I've ever had. And that's not even counting the one that I had when I was a kid, when I'm terrified of clowns, and this dream would really, really freak me out. But I'll leave that one for another day. I think that's the end of this video. Peace, love, and hugs. Go hug someone today. Don't forget to like, comment, tell me about your dreams, your weird dreams, or anything else. And subscribe if you want to see this more, because I will try and do it as much as possible. I have a lot of strange dreams. Tell me if you know what they mean, because honestly, I have no idea. I have no idea. Anyway, I'll let you go. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you very soon. Bye bye. Mwah. And it's all good. Oh, by the way, I've had my ears pierced. I've had this one, and my other lobe. I think I've got a hair